All right, guys. So today we're going to be talking about why your metallic epoxy company is bleeding money and why you're losing bids to $4 per square foot contractors. And I mean, I get it. I see you. You're out there grinding every day. You're delivering top notch metallic epoxy floors, but something feels off. Every single day, your business is losing thousands of dollars, not from bad materials or from subpar work. It's actually a lot worse than that. The money is quietly slipping through the cracks that you can't even see. Picture this, it's 8 PM one night. A homeowner messages you about redoing the garage floor. What happens next? Your competitor just landed that $6,000 job because they responded in 5 minutes while still on site. Meanwhile, that same message, it's sitting unread in your inbox. But that's not all. Remember that annoying prospect asking for square foot pricing? You dismiss them as a tire kicker. Well, they just signed a $15,000 commercial contract with someone else who spent 10 minutes explaining their value. Let's get real about the numbers that you're looking at, as a solo entrepreneur, as an independent contractor running your own epoxy company. You're at least generating at least 30 to 40 leads every single month, maybe more. Your competitors are converting 25 to 30% of those leads that they get. You're probably around 5 or 10%, maybe 20% on a good month. That's about $45,000 to $60,000 walking away every single month. And this isn't because your work is not great. It's because you're not showing up when it matters most. Think about it. How many opportunities are you letting slip through your fingers while focusing on everything else except for your leads and the follow-up and your sales process, right? Your epoxy work ultimately is top notch. Your technique is masterful, but here's the reality. It's not about how great your floors look. You're losing out on these jobs because of 4 critical mistakes, and they're probably not what you'd expect. Let's dive into these mistakes. The number one killer of sales is a bad response time. In this game, speed equals money. Every minute that you delay a response, the odds of closing that lead drop dramatically. And you can look this up. Research shows it's 400% that after 5 minutes, your chances of closing that lead goes down 400%. Like I said, you can look this up for yourself. But your competitors, well, they're responding within 5 minutes, even while they're out there rolling out a top coat. They answer their calls. They're going to shoot off a quick text to the lead, or they'll sit down and delegate to someone who can handle the inquiry immediately. You'll say, I'll check my messages later after this dries, or I'll deal with it tomorrow. And then what happens next after that? That homeowner who's excited about the new garage floor moves on to your competitor. By the time you reply, they've already booked with your competitor, someone who made them feel prioritized. It's not just about speed, though. It's also about trust. Fast responses show prospects that you're reliable and professional. A delayed reply makes them wonder, hey, if they can't respond to me now, how will they handle my project? Another big mistake is the follow-up fantasy. You ultimately have good intentions, but you're getting zero results. Let me know if this sounds familiar. You think that an automated text or a single follow-up call is enough, right? I can assure you it's not. This is the reality. Prospects are bombarded with options. The average homeowner might reach out to 3 or more contractors for quotes. If you're not consistently staying on their radar, you're forgotten fast. And your competitors, they're persistent but not pushy. And then when they follow up, they're actually following up with real value. Some videos of their process, sharing testimonials, or project photos that show that you understand what the prospect needs. This is what your competitors are doing, by the way. You've got a phone full of call them later reminders that get buried under tomorrow's task. You're on floors, you're supposed to call them, and then you never do. And ultimately, follow-ups are not just another task. They're a chance to build a relationship with this lead, and people buy from who they know, like, and trust. And if they don't know you, if they just submitted the ad and then you just got a brand new lead, they don't know you. They don't know if they can trust you. They don't know if they like you. You got to, and can you do that in one phone call, in 1 hour sit down, especially if you've never met the person? It's not really smart. So if you're not meeting these people, especially, you really got to make sure that you're showing up and following up at the very least, giving them a call. If you don't follow up, it signals that you're just disinterested, that you don't really care. It's not really a priority for you. This really is what you're saying. The prospect starts to wonder at that point, if you can't follow up, will they even follow through on the job? The other mistake that I see a lot of guys make is falling into the technology trap. This is when automation backfires. Let's talk about this automation. Ultimately, it is a lifesaver, but you've got to use it correctly. When it goes wrong is when you start using these fancy scheduling tools and automated replies, and you use that to basically as a crutch to carry your sales. And in the long run, they end up hurting your business because it lacks a personal touch that turns inquiries into sales. And really drilling in on that personal touch, it's the human element. Your competitors are winning because they combine tech with real engagement. They send a personal message or make a quick call to show they're more than just a name on a screen, and that it's not just automation. Automation is a tool, but it's not a replacement for you. People don't hire epoxy contractors based on generic responses. They hire based on connection, trust, and expertise. Again, if they know, like, and trust you. When your followers feel robotic, prospects assume your work might lack the same personal care, and they're not going to like that. And another mistake is the price panic. You got to have confidence in your sales, in your price, and know what you need to do whenever somebody gives you an objection that you're not ready for, even. Let's say somebody asks for a ballpark price on 1,000 square foot space. Might sound simple, but for a lot of contractors, it actually triggers a moment of hesitation. What happens in this moment? You're going to freeze. You're unsure of how to answer. And then you just throw out a rough estimate, and the silence that follows feels like a rejection. Or worse, you get flustered when they say, "Oh, that's higher than I was expected." Your competitors, well, they're not just quoting, they're leading with value. Yes, it's $7 per square foot for this flake, but let me explain what you're getting. That includes custom color blending, professional prep to ensure durability, that it's not going to fail in 2 months, and a finish that's not just beautiful, but built to last. Talk about those $4 per square foot contractors and how they're using a subpar product and it's not going to last. And that's why they're charging so low. That's what your competitors are doing. That's what my clients are doing, and it works. So imagine this. Imagine if a prospect tells you that they got a quote from someone else and it's $2,000 cheaper. What's your response? If you panic and you try to match the price, you're playing into the customer's game and you're losing. How do you handle the cheaper quote objection with confidence? When a prospect says, "I've got a cheaper quote from someone else," it's easy to feel defensive or uncertain about what you need to do. This is your opportunity to turn the conversation into a win by asking the right questions and positioning yourself as the expert. Here's what confident contractors say. They say, "Hey, I understand you might have a cheaper quote, and I completely respect your decision to compare them. I'd like to help you make the most informed decision. Would you mind sharing the details of the other quote with me? We can review it together to ensure it includes everything that your project needs. Things like proper surface preparation, the high quality materials, and a solid warranty." Sometimes these lower quotes leave out critical steps or they use subpar materials, which can lead to costly repairs down the road. My goal is to make sure that you get a floor that lasts for decades and meets your expectations without any surprises. Why and how does this work? It's because you start to involve the customer. By asking to review the quote together, you demonstrate genuine care and transparency. You also establish authority. As you discuss the details of their project, you can subtly highlight areas where cheaper quotes often cut corners. Again, on improper prep, thinner coatings, limited warranties, not really offering a warranty. And then you start to build trust. By offering to help them understand the differences, it shows that you're not just trying to sell, but genuinely want them to make the best decision. Here's a simple process you can follow when you get faced with that cheaper quote objection. First and foremost, just stay calm. Invite them to share that quote. That sounds like, "Hey, would you mind sending over that other quote? I'd love to take a look with you and help you evaluate it just to make sure it covers everything you actually want and need." And then just ask them questions. Does that quote mention surface prep details? This is critical for durability of the floor. What type of materials are they using? There's lower cost options that can wear out faster. And does it include a warranty? If so, for how long and what does it actually cover? And then you want to position your value. Once you have those details, you say, "Hey, this is how we do things differently. We use high grade materials. We prioritize surface prep for longevity. We got to get in there. And we back our work with a comprehensive warranty. That's why our floors look amazing and last for years, and you don't end up with any issues." So why would you even bother with this? I mean, most prospects, they don't fully understand the difference between quotes. Whenever they get an $8 per square foot quote for flake and a $4 per square foot quote for flake, they really don't know the difference. They just see the dollar value, especially if neither one of you guys are going in person and talking to them and explaining anything, looking at the other quotes that they've got. It's just you guys really got to up your game and take things to a new level. By taking the time to review and explain those details, you're educating the customer, you're also building credibility, and you're subtly guiding them towards choosing quality over a bargain. And this is what your job is. It's not just to put down floors. As a business owner, it's your job to teach them why your material, why your process, why your product is the best, and why they want to give you their money and not go with the $4 per square foot contractor. It's just a little bit of a mind shift, but you can't act like the $4 per square foot contractors are just going to beat you because they've got that price mechanism. You've got to overcome this and elevate above that. Okay. This approach that we've been talking about not only helps close the sale, but it also positions you as the trusted professional that they will refer to others as well. If they can't provide the quote, you can definitely still add value. Just say, hey, no problem. Let me walk you through some common areas where quotes can differ so you know what to look for. Remember, you're not just selling epoxy floors, you're selling expertise, trust, and peace of mind to these customers. When you believe in your value and you can articulate it clearly, you don't need to justify your price. You elevate your entire brand. Prospects won't see you as expensive, they'll see you as an expert who's worth every single penny. These 4 issues, response time, weak follow-ups, over reliance on automation, and price hesitation from your customers, and not having a plan to handle that, they're not just small mistakes. They're actually bleeding your business dry. Every ignored message, delayed follow-up, and uncertain answer sends money directly to your competition. And the worst part, you might not even realize that this is happening. Fixing these issues isn't just about closing more deals. It's about building trust, showcasing your professionalism, and positioning yourself as the go-to epoxy contractor in your market. The choice is yours, though. Let these mistakes keep costing you, or you take control and start winning. So here's your new playbook. If you're ready to stop the bleeding and take control of your business, this simple system will help you close more deals and turn leads into loyal customers. The first thing is the 5-minute rule. This is ultimately a non-negotiable. Responding within 5 minutes can mean the difference between landing a job and losing it to a competitor. When the phone rings, answer it every single time. A message comes in, respond immediately. Even if you're busy, a quick acknowledgement shows professionalism. If you guys are working with me, just let me know and I can set up an automated text message that says you just type in busy and you can hit and send and reply to these customers fast. And if you need that, we also lean on the chat bot for a lot of this stuff. So you guys don't got to worry too much, but in the sales process, you do, not in the initial appointment setting. But again, just work with me if you guys want to see something like that in your account. If somebody says they can't talk, or if you can't talk, just send this text. You're on a job site. Hey, I'm on a job site. I'll call you in 1 hour. Speed builds trust. Every lead deserves a timely response. That's a big shift there. They deserve a timely response. Don't wait. 5 minutes, no excuses. And then the money-making follow-up system. Consistent follow-ups aren't just helpful, they're actually essential to your business making money. This is a proven system that ensures that no lead will fall through the cracks. 5 minutes after they submit an ad, you send an initial response to acknowledge their inquiry. Hey, thanks for reaching out. I'll call you shortly to discuss your project. I actually have my clients call within 5 minutes. It's a requirement. You call them after they've submitted the ad. Within 5 minutes, you're calling them. This increases the conversion rate insanely, but you've got to start doing these things. Same day, that day, right? Just send that text message. We really do the first 5 minutes. We do that within 2 minutes. And then the same day, within the first 5 minutes, we actually call, have a real conversation with them, learn their needs, explain your value, and then schedule an in-person estimate with them. Don't price drop. That's killing your conversion rates, guys. 24 hours later, you can send project photos or examples of similar work. This builds excitement before that in-person estimate, and it helps them visualize what you can do before you get there. It might give them some context to look up some stuff so they have some more questions for when you get there. After another 48 hours, you can share a process video, walk them through how you tackle their project, emphasizing the quality and the attention to detail that you bring. You can pre-record these and send them to multiple times, post it on your YouTube. 72 hours. And then again, you can do this if they have scheduled or if they haven't, either one. Sometimes it's not smart to really push on people once they have scheduled an in-person estimate, but providing value is the key. So 72 hours into it, you can follow up with a final chance. Hey, I'd love to get started on your project. Let me know if you have any questions or if you want to move forward. Consistency is what wins. These touch points remind prospects why you're the right choice. And imagine, hopefully that $4 per square foot guy isn't doing this and charging that low, because you should be able to charge a lot higher for this. But just imagine that, they're consistent enough to win, or they're just pricing low. So you got to bring it in with that consistency and that value. I'm hoping all of this makes sense for you guys. If anything, I have this objection toolkit that we can go over here. When objections arise, you don't want to just react. You want to be able to crush them with confidence and clarity. Here's how to address the most common concerns that I hear A price objection, you want to position your value with authority. Hey, our quote includes high grade materials, thorough surface preparation, and a comprehensive warranty to ensure your floor lasts for decades without any costly repairs. That's the difference between cheap and done right. Let's say that they need to think about it. Say, of course, hey, this is a big decision. Let me share a case study showing how our floors continue to perform beautifully even after 10 years. I'll also follow up with you in a couple of days to answer any questions you might have. What if they say that they're just looking? Say, hey, I get it. Here's our portfolio of past projects showcasing different designs and finishes that we've done. This will give you a sense of the quality and customization we can deliver, and then we can always follow up later at a later date. What if they say, hey, I need to talk to my partner, my wife, my husband? Hey, that's a great idea. How about we schedule a quick call to them? I'd love to address any questions that they have so everyone can feel confident about moving forward. What if there's a material comparison objection? Let's say that they want to get tile or hardwood or something. Say, hey, it's great to explore options. Epoxy actually stands out because of its unmatched durability, custom design potential, and low maintenance. Here's a side-by-side comparison that we put together to help you make a more informed decision about your home improvement project, right? So act fast and stay calm when you get a new lead. Again, act fast and stay calm. Address objections head on while positioning yourself as a trusted advisor. Confidence combined with clear answers is what turns hesitation from your customers into a signed contract. Your confidence will close the deal. You just got to build that confidence. Struggling to close deals or handle objections like a pro? I have this objection handling toolkit, and it's your guide to winning every client and beating out those $4 per square foot contractors without breaking a sweat. If you DM me, you can get a free copy or just join my exclusive Facebook group for epoxy professionals. And that's facebook.com/group/metallic epoxy. And in that group, you get access to that the toolkit to handle those objections. You'll also have the chance to look at other exclusive strategies for growing your epoxy business. And there's a full supportive community of like-minded pros, other people that, selling different products, distributors, and other people like floor visualizers, people selling products and things to help your business out. This playbook, it's not complicated and it works. Start using it today and you'll see a difference in how leads respond, trust you, and choose your services over the competition. The key, it's really just to show up, respond fast, follow through, and close with confidence. Your business ultimately depends on it. Every ignored call, delay response, and half-hearted follow-up isn't just a small misstep, it's a direct hit to your bottom line. Let's take a closer look at how these missed opportunities are bleeding your epoxy company dry and damaging your reputation in the long term. When a prospect reaches out, they're actively looking for your services. They're ready to book. But when their call goes unanswered or their message gets delayed, they don't wait, they just move on. The average lead contacts 2 to 3 contractors before they make a decision. The contractor who responds the fastest often earns their trust, even if they're not the cheapest. So the damage of not replying is you're not just losing one job. That prospect might have referred you to their friends or hired you for future projects. The lifetime value of that client, it's gone. Imagine being a homeowner who's excited about upgrading their garage floor. They message you with a question, but hours or days go by without a reply. How would they feel? Here's the reality. A slow response doesn't just frustrate them, it makes them question your reliability. And then they start to wonder, if they're this slow to respond now, will they be this slow to finish my project too? Are they going to mess up my project a lot? That trust you're trying to build is gone before you even have a chance to explain your value to them on the phone. Following up isn't just a courtesy, it's a signal that you care about earning their business. Prospects often need time to make a decision, and consistent value-driven follow-ups can help them see why you're the best choice. But when you skip the follow-up, they assume you're not interested in their business, and your competitors who are following up are the ones staying top of mind. You've now wasted the effort it took to generate a lead in the first place. That's not just lost revenue, it's also wasted marketing dollars, time, and energy. When a prospect says, I got a cheaper quote, they're testing your confidence in your ability to explain why you're worth more. If you can't articulate your value clearly and decisively, they'll go with the lowest bidder, even if it means compromising on quality. You're training your market to see you as replaceable. You're leaving money on the table by not defending your pricing with the value that you provide. And again, automation is a fantastic tool, but when it feels like it feels robotic or impersonal, it does more harm than good. Prospects want to feel like they matter, not like they're just another number in your CRM. The damage of relying on automation way too hard is that you lose the human connection that makes people trust and choose your business. So what is the long-term impact of this on your business? When you constantly miss out on opportunities to engage with your prospects, this effect snowballs over time. You end up seeing revenue loss, you're letting about $45,000 to $60,000 slip away every single month. Over a year, that's hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost potential for your business and for your family. You also end up with a damaged reputation. Word spreads quickly in local markets. Slow responses and poor follow ups, bad projects. This all leaves a lasting impression and not the kind that you want. Then you also end up with a weakened market position. If you're missing out, your competitors are building their client base, their reputation, and their referrals. They're becoming the go to contractors while you're struggling to stay relevant. Your business is like the epoxy floors you install. Its strength depends on the foundation. Ignoring calls, delaying responses, skipping follow ups, and failing to articulate your value creates cracks in that foundation. The good news is that these issues are fixable. By committing to faster responses, meaningful follow ups, and confident communication, you can stop the bleeding and reclaim the opportunities you've been losing. Your competition isn't magical. They're just responding faster, closing deals between the floors that they're working on, and they're growing their business while you hesitate. Meanwhile, you're too busy to respond, avoiding tough conversations with your leads, and you're hiding behind texts and automations. You don't need better epoxy products. You don't need any fancier tools. You don't need more time. You don't need to hire a salesperson, and you don't need to start a new business venture. What you need to do is to execute. Every ignored call, that costs you thousands. Every delayed response sends a lead straight to your competitor. This is your moment right now. Will you answer every inquiry within 5 minutes? Are you going to follow up like you mean it? What about handling objections head on? Or are you going to let someone else build their empire with the opportunities you're too busy to notice? The clock is ticking. What's it going to be? Are you going to make 2025 the year your life changes or not?